In this video, I'll be making an Active Directory in Microsoft Azure Cloud using virtual machines. Let's get into it. Okay, first you have to go to Microsoft Azure portal, and this will be the page. You have to make an account and put some details in, but you can get a free trial for about 30 days and you'll get $200 credit, I think it is. And once you have done that, you will go to Create Resource, Create Virtual Cloud or Virtual Machine. Okay, this is the page. You have to change a few things on this. The first thing you have to do is on the resource group, make sure you've got your right subscription here. I'm using the pay-as-you-go because I want to be using 2 virtual machines, and on the free version you can only use 1, I'm pretty sure. But it's still a good way to test and practice. So the first thing you do is create new and give it a name. I'll be calling it HomeLab-1. Then you have to name your virtual machine. I'll be calling it HomeLab-VM. And now you have to pick your region. I'll be picking North Europe, as both UK South and West Europe for some reason don't allow me to pick my virtual machine I want to use. None of this. Can leave the availability zone 1, but I think you can use 3 as well, but I'm going to keep it 1. This. Okay, image. You want to change this to a Windows server. It's none of these, so you go to all images. Yep, you got Windows Server here. Then the one I want to be using is Windows Server 2022 Data Center Azure Edition Hot Patch x64 Gen 2. This gives you the most accurate Windows experience. Okay, say my virtual machine I want to use is not supported, so we will be going to Zone 3. Availability zone. I don't think it really matters for what we did anyway. Okay, now we will make this our username for this virtual machine. HomeLab-admin. Make your password. Just make sure this is all right. Then you want to make sure public port inbound ports is none, because we don't want anybody or porting into our server, or we don't need it for anyway. We're not going to be doing it, as we're deleting this after. Okay, now we go to review and create. Okay, after that's done, that'll take about a minute to you to come to the screen. As you can see, it's only going to cost 20 cents or 20 cents per hour, so we're not going to be using it for long, probably about an hour or 2 max each time, so it shouldn't cost a lot. As long as you delete it, I'll show you how to delete it after this at the end, so stick around. Make sure everything's correct here. Then go ahead and click create. So it'll probably take a couple minutes to do this. Now you can see deployment in progress, and it's creating all these. It's creating all these other ones, but my main focus is the HomeLab underscore or dash VM. And this will probably take another couple minutes, as everything in the cloud takes a little bit longer. Okay, that is deployment complete. So we can go to create resource, or go to resource, sorry. Okay, now to get into the VM, we want to go to connect. And connect via Bastion. You don't want to go connect, you want to go via Bastion. Username and password. Click connect. And Bastion probably will take a little while to connect. Or it should do. That's quite quick. I think that's probably because I tested it on my other account earlier. But while we do let that load up, we can go to here and we go to networking, network settings. We go click this bit here, IP config. And we go to IP config here. And we make the allocation of the IP static and 0.0.4. Just so, because this is going to be our domain controller, we don't want the IP changing for when we make a different VM to sign in as a user. Click save on that. Okay, that's good. Let's just click on that again just in case. Yeah, it's static now. And we can go back to home for that. Okay, so now Bastion is you can, on the network you can push yes or no, just push delete it anyway. Okay, you can click X on that. Okay, server manager is going to pop up every time, so to stop that popping up every time, it gets a little bit annoying, but we will be using it for the first few minutes. But to disable it popping up every time, you click do not start server manager automatically at login. Okay, next we're going to add all the roles and features we want on our virtual machine. So you go to manage, add roles and features. Go next. Okay, this is where you want to be, and you want to select the following things: Active Directory domain services. Add. You want to add DHCP server. Add. Continue. DNS server. Add. Continue. The Windows web server, IIS, add. And print and document services, add. Okay, yep, that's all the features we want to add. So we go next. After you're on server roles, once you go next, just make sure group policy management is ticked on here, because we're using this later on, especially when you're creating group policies for different users and groups. Next to all of this stuff. And once everything's ticked and everything, just go ahead and install that. This will probably take about 5 minutes, so just let that run. Then it will probably prompt us to restart the machine or the virtual machine after this. But if it doesn't, we will restart it anyway, just to be safe. But yeah, let this install, and it'll be about 5 minutes. Okay, you can see the installation is complete once you see all these features down here that we installed. So you can go and close this. Like we said, it might prompt us to restart, but it didn't. So we're going to do that by ourselves. But just make sure everything is installed. And we did pick all these. These two are already installed. So let's go ahead and restart. The cloud isn't used to computers restarting in the virtual machines, so just continue on unplanned, and it will disconnect us. We go ahead and close this, and maybe wait a minute or two, and then just restart the home lab virtual machine, and we'll give it 2 minutes, and we'll connect via Bastion again. Okay, we'll go ahead and connect via Bastion. Got our details in again. Okay, once it's loaded, we will go to Active Server Manager. We have to let all the features load, because we'll be using Active Directory up here in a second. Okay, that is loaded now. So we go to ADDS. And you can see here, configure required for Active Directory and Domain Services Home Lab. So if you go to more, where is it in the yellow here? And we want to promote this server to the domain controller. Okay, we're going to go to add a new forest. And we're going to call this home lab.local. Set a password. Next. Don't need to click that. Next. I think this will autofill. Yep, next. These will take a little while to load all these, but just give it a little bit of time. Next. Next. Once we get to this part, we can install once it's loaded. Yep, let's push install. This will probably be taking a little while as well. I think it should automatically restart, but if not, we will restart the virtual machine again. Yep, as it says, after we click close here, it will disconnect us from the home lab virtual machine. So here it is restarting. Okay, so if we just click off this again, go just in case, then go back to home lab virtual machine. Maybe give it another minute or so. And we will connect via Bastion again. Yep, so let's connect via Bastion now. I put my password in, so. I got an error, so sometimes it does happen, so. Try and open it again. There we go, connection successful. Let's let that load. Okay, once that's loaded, we don't need to go to Server Manager now, where we go down here and search Active Directory. We're not going to, actually, yeah, we are going to be using Active Users and Computers. Normally it doesn't pop up this one up here, but we'll be clicking this one. As you can see, the new forest we created is here. If you want to see more folders, you go Action, or not Action, sorry, you go View, and Advanced Features. And you can see more here. Once we're here, we're going to be creating our organizational unit. If you right click on homelab.local, you push New, you go to straight down to Organizational Unit, OU. You're going to call this Office 1. You can call it anything, but if you work for on an IT company, you're most likely going to have multiple offices, so Office 1, Office 2. Okay, we created that. So we're going to create 3 sub-organizational units inside this one. So if we right-click, and go New, and go Organizational Unit. We're going to put one as Users. We're going to create another one as Groups. I'm going to create another one as Computers. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is create a user. So if we go to New, right click on a users folder, that is New, then we're going to go right user, and this is where you add a user. Let's add somebody called Ben. Wilson, and his user login name will be Ben.Wilson at homelab.local, and that'll be his contact email or login name. Next, and you make him a path. And make sure this is clicked. If you're creating this for in a real scenario, user must change password so you don't know and they get a prompt when they first log into their computer. Your full name, Ben Wilson. User must change the password at next login. If we go here, we've got Ben. We'll create a group. Well, at the same time, so let's go new group. Call this group IT support. Make sure it's in global and security. And if we double click this IT support, we can go to members and we can add members. So let's add that Ben Wilson we just created. If you just search Ben and B and enter, because we've only got one member or user, it'll be here. So apply that. Then we double click it. Use it. If you double click on Ben Wilson now and you go with member of, there we go. And we can actually double click and we can give this in a description. IT support. Just do that. Do Office 1. We can put his phone number 07, 06, 07. We can do that whatever we want. Click apply. Let's say we have more people we want to add into groups of IT support and we want to add them just quickly. Instead of just creating new again on here, clicking there, we can actually go to here and copy. It gives us here. Let's do let's call him Adam Park. Let me do the same thing here. Park at HomeLab. And next, give him a password. Next. If you click on Adam Clark, you go member of. He's a member of IT support instantly. He should be in groups. IT support. The members. Yep, he's there. Okay, now I will create 2 different roles and names, then cut back. Okay, I've done that. I've created a few different groups: admin, IT support, and software engineers. And I've created a couple of users. Okay, let's say Todd Miller has forgot his password to log into his account, and because we're on the admin domain controller, we can actually, or let's say we're Ben Harris for a moment, because if you go into Ben Harris, and you go to security, you can see you can click if he has full control, so he actually can do everything. He can reset people's passwords and everything. Let's say Tom contacted Ben saying he forgot his passwords, and let's say I'm Ben. Right click on Tom's name and you actually can go to reset password. And you can create a new password. Then you make sure this is selected. User must change their password, and this means once he logs on, it'll prompt him to change his password. But also, his account might be locked for some reason, so you can actually go to unlock this user's account. But before you unlock somebody's account, you should really go to on their account. If you double click their name account, you should check down here, because sometimes their account is disabled for some reason. Maybe they got fired, or there's just a reason their account got disabled. And it might be ticked down here. Account is disabled, this could be ticked. You just make sure you don't unlock it before checking everything first. But if their account is disabled, this will be ticked. And another thing, if you have a very big Active Directory with thousands of users, users, you won't be able to find them as easy on here, because you have to be scrolling for hours or for a long time at least. You could easily go up to this, then you can search a name. So let's say search Todd. One comes up easy because we haven't got many, but it comes straight up because we've only got one Todd. That's a very quick way to find somebody if you're in support and you need to contact or find them very quickly. And this is, you get called a lot this in IT help desk roles. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do on this video is group one. I'm going to create one group policy. The group policy, you go group policy management. Then you click drop down on domains, then your home lab locals there, drip down on that. Let's make this a bit bigger so they can read all this stuff. Okay, I don't think we can, but so when you see default domain controllers, you right click this, edit, then it'll bring up this interface. So then you double click computer configurations, policies, Windows settings, security settings, account policies, password policies. So this is how you put a group policy to make sure that a password is strong enough. This will be the only group policy I go over in this video. But in the next video, we'll be creating a second virtual machine and connecting to this domain controller. And a good way to practice these group policies is just search on any AI model to give you some group policies to create, and it's just a good way to practice, to navigate around Active Directory and just learn your way around it. So I have searched, and here, give me a good policy for this, and I will type it all in. Okay, now I have created that password policy, and every time somebody creates their password now, they will have to meet these criteria. This just makes their account more secure for them and the business. Once you've done that, you can just leave that, and that'll be there now. But in the next video, I'll be going through more group policies, creating a client virtual machine to join this domain controller, and logging in. As you can see, using the cloud virtual machines, setting up an Active Directory is very easy, just navigating through it. But once you create and set these up, you get used to it. So the next thing, I'm going to show you how to delete this, as if not, you will get charged quite a bit more. So we can close all this stuff down. As you can see, we set all this up, so it worked quite well. And there's a lot more detail you can go into stuff on this, on their profile properties. As obviously this is just an example, we do not need to go as in detail, but once you get used to it, it's very easy to navigate. So let's shut this down. Okay, so if we go home, then we go to the resource group home lab, the resource group we created. And then you need to go to here, delete resource group. Obviously this is a bit of a hassle, as next time you create your Active Directory, you have to go over the same process over and again, but it's very good for practice to create an Active Directory really fast. You get used to it then. And it obviously saves you a lot of money, because if not, I think it's about $10 a day. But here I've probably just spent only 20 cents. So if we go to delete resource group and apply force delete, then we put our name, or a resource group name, so home lab -1. We delete. And this would probably take about a couple of minutes. But once that's deleted, all these will disappear. Now if we refresh this page, as you can see, a lot of it has been deleted, and it's still deleting, as you can see here. Okay, now if we click the home lab resource group we had up and running, if we click that, okay, resource not found, so that means it's deleted and you will not be charged anymore. Hope you guys followed along this and understood it. I think it's quite simple. If you actually do it hands-on, you get quite used to it. And like I said, you can use your free trial. I think you get about 30 days and 200 credits for free, so you can keep your Active Directory running. Really, that's the only thing you're going to be testing. But obviously, you can't do 2 virtual machines at once, I don't think. So it's good to practice the first stage. But in the next video, I'll be creating Active Directory, the same thing I did here, plus another virtual machine as a client side. So hopefully you if you want to watch that video, that'll be up probably a few days to a week after this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.